Today we're making one of these abstract paintings. They're fun! Need some water? Not too much. Need some more water. One's for my acrylic ink, and the other one's for my colors. The black paint is really strong, so I don't want it to mix with my other water. You'll see. All right. I'm just setting up for my painting. And I'll start the greeting soon. I don't know why I did in this order, but cool. It's okay. We're chill. Chill with me. Come paint with me. I'm pulling my paint out. Pull your paint out. Paint while you listen. Paint while you watch. If you have more than one set of eyes. Fluorescent colors. Whoop whoop. All right. Now I'm going to welcome you. Spritz. And then a welcome. Hey, welcome back. It's me, Nicholas. I don't know why I'm laughing. I just find these talking into a microphone over my artwork kind of a silly thing to do. But yeah, welcome back. Welcome to the new followers or subscribers. I guess that's the YouTube term. I'm still learning. Yeah, thanks for joining me. And if this is the first time you're coming across my work, welcome. I'm glad you're here. You somehow found me. Congratulations. You found me on the massive World Wide Web. I'm still scratching my head as to how this whole experiment works. Yes, pardon me while I spray my painting with water. Probably not the best thing to do because everybody says, oh, it can cause your acrylic to come back up off the canvas, but whatever. This is experimental. These paintings that I'm working on are for fun. They're gonna be in my shop for not a crazy amount. So you can get an original painting that I did. And just had fun experimenting and exploring with some new styles. That's what I'm doing today. I've been doing a ton of these. I think I've done, as of now, 19 of them in a short amount of time. I think I probably finished those in like less than a week amount of time. If I were to say like 40 hours of work, I think I've done in less than 40 hours. So I'm quite happy with how these look. And if I can churn out a ton of these in the future, that'll be quite exciting. I think in the future, I'd like to try a really large piece in this style. That excites me. It gets me going. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that could be really cool. I need to go buy some large canvases, maybe get some cheap ones just because I'm experimenting here. And if people want to buy it, great. But I like where this is going. I've been having fun using lots of bold, vibrant colors, using the paints that are like, oh, the paint color is gonna fade after a few years if it's in the sunlight too much. That's fluorescent. I'm talking about. They're always like, oh, the color, don't use these, they're dangerous. Well, I want to use bold colors. I want these to pop because as you'll see later, I'm adding black. Deep glossy black over this, and it's going to have a very comic style inking look to it, and that's what I want to do. I don't care if this fades. Art for me right now is about creation, and it's not about making things pristine. Like Willem de Kooning had tons of crap on his painting when they do these. I don't know if they're x-rays or some sort of method technique they use to see all the layers of paint. He had all sorts of crap on his canvas and he did not care. And was he an artist that people still talk about? Yes, he left a legacy. So don't worry about that. if you're a realist, if you're doing realism, and there's probably some cases where you don't want to be crazy and you want to make it pristine, but if you're just experimenting, don't worry about it. Use the paint they tell you not to use. It's Painting 01. All right, so what is the point of this video? I don't know. I do know. To be concise, this is just a paint with me. Let's paint and chill together as I kind of do like a stream of consciousness sort of video where I'm just talking, and this is not going very well right now. When I said stream of consciousness, I was like, man, I sound way too pretentious and this isn't gonna go well. And I'm absolutely right. My brain's like, oh no, don't panic, you're not that smart. But yeah, I just wanted to share the style of paintings that I've been doing lately. I've really enjoyed how much they pop and are energetic, and I love the colors, and it's awesome. I wanted to share it with you. These blobs are, I call them ets, and they're these life forms that are just made of creation and excitement and energy and matter, and they just have these beings that tell them to create, and that's what they do. I've been building this kind of universe. I don't have a name for it yet. There's like a whole bunch of names I'm throwing around there, like Celestial Machine Wars or something like that. But these things are the workforce of the heavens. They create and they build, they defend, but also attack. I've been making these blobby shapes for years. I find it just really satisfying to draw curvy shapes. They kind of look like the texture of like a brain sometimes. They're goopy, they're shiny, they can be whatever I feel like, and I love it. Now, whether other people love them, I don't know. I don't think I've quite found. I have an audience. I have like a little bit over 1,000 followers on Instagram and whatnot, but it doesn't. That matters. I do want to find people that do like my art, and that's kind of what I've been pondering lately. It's like I've got not the largest following, but I'm not that interested in finding a huge following. I want a following of people who love my work, want to buy it and support it so I can do this full time. Because currently I'm a graphic designer. I do a lot of graphic design. I was doing video game concept art. I think I've mentioned that in another video. And I really want to be doing my own artwork full time. And I haven't quite figured that out yet. Once I do, I'll definitely share with you how I did it. But I don't know how to do that. Is this YouTube video going to help with that? It might. Is that my aim for this? No, not really. I just want to share. I just want to share who I am, why I do what I do, and the process for making these pieces. They're fun. And these are more whimsical than some of my other paintings, but sometimes whimsy's, I guess a lot of my paintings are very whimsical and surreal. These are fun. These are the most fun for me because they don't take that long, but I get great results, and I think they look cool. I like to make things that I think look cool. Anyways, so yeah, I'm using this carbon black high flow golden paint. Man, this stuff is awesome. You gotta try it. I got a Trekell brush. I don't buy too many Trekell. I bought some a few years ago, and that I've maintained them and kept them in good shape. But I use the Tricol brushes usually when I'm using this high flow paint because they are very snappy. They keep their shape really well. And that's actually something I want to make in the future is a brush video, because I think a lot of artists haven't untapped brush skill yet. Like, there's so many techniques and things you have to keep in mind when you're working with the brush. And I notice a lot of artists, they aren't quite getting the sharpness that they want. And there's stuff you can do, and I've learned them, I've figured them out, and I'll make a video about that someday. But yeah, I use this Tricol brush. It's a liner brush. I have like a long one, but since it's a small painting, I'm using the shorter brush because it's easier to control. I've found that the longer the brush, the harder it is to control the brush. In like really small details. It's great for having a lot of paint on it and drawing really long lines, but when you get to this nitty-gritty detail line work, it's a little difficult, especially doing sharp corners. So yeah, I use the Tricol brush, liner brush with this golden high flow. Man, the golden high flow, I'm so glad I found it. So this stuff, as it says, it's high flow. It's basically like acrylic ink, but it's acrylic, so it plays nicely over acrylic paint. Whereas if you use normal, like squid ink or something like that, any of the normal things you'd use on paper, that you're gonna have trouble. That stuff's gonna come off because acrylic is not made to accept ink and absorb it. Like ink needs to go on something absorbent. So this stuff is almost exactly like ink. You could even use it on paper like ink, but it's acrylic paint. So you can use it on canvas paper. Heck, I've even used crow quill pens and it works on paper. It's really awesome. Golden's expensive, but you get what you pay for, and you could get a small little tiny bottle, try it out, and it's not going to cost you that much, and it'll last you a while. I bought the big bottle just because I do this a lot, and I love the look. It's high gloss, so eventually once you finish the painting, you want to varnish it, that'll make it not look so weird because it's really glossy compared to all the other paints. So once you do a varnish, that'll flatten it out. So if you use semi-gloss, high gloss, which I probably will on these, just use a high gloss. I like the way it makes the colors nice and deep and rich. I feel like I'm talking really fast and I'm doing like some sort of like demo in a live place, and I'm just sitting in my office like yelling. I feel like I'm yelling into the microphone because my wife and kids aren't home, so I've got the whole house to myself. So I'm like, yeah, I can be as loud as I want. I don't know. I'm just trying to be energetic for y'all. Anyways, try the paint out. They have other colors. You can use them as like a glazing paint that's already like pre-mixed. Because usually you'll have like your own painting and then you'll add like some mediums to it to make it more transparent. Most of the colors in high gloss are typically not opaque, so that's something to keep in mind. I think this is one of the only ones that is very super opaque, which is one of the reasons why I love it so much. But check the bottle. They tell you what level of opacity the paints have. So it depends on what you're going for. I'll probably typically just buy dark, high flow paint, just because that suits my style and what I'm looking for in that type of paint. But I use whatever I need it for. I like the thick golden paint that's kind of like a cream cheese thickness. And then I also like the soft body or the kind of the flowier types of paint that they sell, Liquitex as well. I'm not really that picky about brand. I think Golden's definitely the best, but it doesn't really matter that much to me. I also like to buy Utrecht, which is Blick's brand. So definitely check them out. They have good prices, and it's good paint. I've been meaning to try some of their more high flow paints because I think they do have them available, but just haven't gotten around to it. There's so much stuff to try, and sometimes there's a limited budget. So do with what you got. You can still get by with a little. So yeah, the process for this is, as you can see, I didn't sketch anything beforehand, and it's kind of just a straightforward approach to painting. Like, you can get away with that in abstract art. I laid out the colors, and then I used this black acrylic ink to interpret those into shapes. These ets that are, like I mentioned, those beings that create. And I experiment with the ideas of these shapes and how they mesh together and form and warp together, how they ooze together, and just have a ball with that. I love it. It's so much fun to do these paintings. If you want, try it yourself. But yeah, one thing you'll probably notice is I work pretty fast. I have pretty strong brush control. That all takes practice. There's no easy route. You have to practice. You're not going to get these really smooth, crisp lines without getting a bunch of bad, ugly, smudgy, messed up lines out of your system. You gotta get all the bad drawings out, bad paintings out before you can get to the good paintings. You gotta get it out of your system. It's kind of like a cleanse. And yeah, don't get discouraged. I sometimes will see other people's artwork on Instagram or social media, wherever, and I get discouraged because I'm like, man, they're really good, and it almost makes you want to give up. I still have that happen to me, even though I've been doing this for a very long time. So don't get discouraged. Keep doing it. You've got something in you that's special. You've got drive. You got passion. You got something that a lot of people wish they had. And that's... maybe this is a controversial thing to say, but you're a little nuts. You're a little crazy. Us artists are a little bit crazy. We're kind of... we kind of like to punish ourselves and torture ourselves, and we enjoy it. We sit there for hours at a time, days working on something, and there's no promise of success. Especially when you're working on your own personal work, there's a lot of risk. You're using time, energy, but we do it because we love it. That's why I do it, at least. And I think that's a gift. I think I'm definitely in the camp that believes that art is learned. It's a skill that's learned. And are lots of skills. It's a lot of skills, to be honest. Take that note down. It's a skill. I believe that other people can learn this. It just takes time. Are there people who are inhibited and might have a harder time learning? Yeah, it's possible. I think most people can learn to do this. It just takes a lot of practice. I think the gift of art that people are like, oh, you're gifted. I think what the gift is that you have the ability to, I don't know, it's like this supernatural patience. That's the gift, I think. On top of, some people have the supernatural patience. Other people have this really high ability to observe. And I think that's typically people who are really good at like realism and stuff like that. But I think everybody who's an artist has that gift of patience that I think is what makes an artist an artist. They are in for the process and they love it and they're driven. I don't think it's that you're naturally there. You know, there might be some prodigies, but I think in general, the people that blow your mind with their artwork, I think their gift is their patience and honing their craft. that they love it enough that they're gonna sacrifice friendships, time, energy, sleep. They sacrifice it because they love the process. And that's me. I love the process. I've been doing this for a long time. I think I've done the work. I've sacrificed a lot to get where I'm at. And I think you have, or you will too. I think if you're here watching me paint this, I think you've got that bug too. And yeah, maybe someday I can share some of my not as successful work, or my early on paintings or drawings when I was young, middle school, high school, and just starting out, just like everybody else. I didn't know where I was going, and I still don't know where I'm going. I'm just along for the journey, and like I said, the process. The process is what drives me. I love art. I'm gonna keep making it, even if AI takes over in the commercial field. I'm gonna keep making art for me. It doesn't matter. That's a topic for another video. But I've got strong feelings against it. Is this the beginning of the end for mankind? It might be. Is it the beginning of the end for artists? I don't know. Some people have their thoughts, are like confident, you can't replace us. AI can't figure it out entirely. It messes stuff up a lot. Okay, I don't want to make this a video doom and gloom, so let's move on from that. Bad stream of consciousness. Bad. You're not doing your job. Oh, whoa. Sorry. I don't know why I'm laughing. So yeah. Maybe I should just stop talking and let you watch the painting. But I don't think I can do that. Yeah, as you can see in some of these, let's get back to the narration. As you can see, some of the painting turned into eyeballs and different gizmo gadget heeble bobby blobby dobby doos. And I like to use Posca pens. Yes, everybody loves Posca pens. I love them too. And on these quick paintings, I use Posca pens to highlight. I just put some paint down and then smudge it with my finger to kind of blend it roughly. Is it perfect? No, but it does the job. It's already looking like it has a little bit more 3 dimension to it. Isn't that cool? So yeah, just smudge. Kind of gets into the texture of the canvas. And I'm just laying in these blue highlights, and don't worry, we're gonna add some white to make it pop in a little bit, but yeah, do you see how quick this is taking me? It's really quick. I'm just smudging it with my finger. I don't care. It's a great time, and it has great results. If that works, then do it. Why waste time doing something that takes you longer? Get dabbing up the paint on your brush, putting that on, get another brush to blend it in or whatever. Nah, just use your finger, unless it's a toxic paint. Don't do that on cadmium or cobalt or anything like that. Just do it on the ones that have the positive safety rating on it, okay? Don't do this with the toxic paints, okay? This one's safe. So yeah, I put in all these highlights. As you'll see soon, I'm gonna start putting in some other color highlights. Here we go. Like I said, another Posca paint pen. We got pink this time. Doing a little dab of the highlight on the eye. This seems kind of silly to do like this narration. All right. It's kind of like a basketball game or something like that. And you got the announcers like, oh, he goes, grabs a rebound. I used to watch basketball. I'm 6'4", so I used to be forced to play basketball by my parents just because I was tall. I was never good at it, and eventually I came to just hate playing it. It's okay now. I enjoy watching it sometimes, but that's how I know a lot of the terminology of basketball, and I don't really follow like any other sport. Here we got, see, look, another Posca paint pen. I'm using yellow because yellow's kind of close to, it's right next to green on the color spectrum, so I can use that as a highlight to make it a little more interesting, because sometimes the lighter green gets, it can sometimes turn yellow based on different objects in reality. So I'm using yellow, still doing the same smudge technique. I smudged pink, blue, yellow. What am I going to smudge next? What am I going to smudge next? What am I going to smudge next? We don't know. It might be purple or something. I don't think so. I have a hard time with words. When you're a graphic designer, there's a lot of time where you're not talking to people, especially in a remote job. All right, here we go. We got the white out. This is my favorite part. This brings in the intensity. This makes it look like you got these nice highlights coming in. Gives it a really nice pop, three-dimensionality. Oh, I love it. This is the reward that you get. You do all the work, and then at the end, you get the cherry on top. Is adding all these little highlights to the painting. I love it. This is the best part. I think most artists are like, yes, the highlights. This is the best. This is why we do it, because so we can get to the end and do the highlights. It's my favorite part. I think most artists love to do this. I think the second on my list, man, I feel like I'm talking like an elementary school kid with speed. Maybe my kids are rubbing off on me, but there's something about that highlight that just is like, that's yummy. Anyways, I think my second favorite thing is bounce light. I didn't really do too much bounce. Well, I didn't do any bounce light planned on this painting. There might be some happy accidents that look like bounce light, and that's great. I love the way it looks. It's also really fun to paint. That's definitely second on my list of things to paint is bounce light. But the highlight, that's the cream of the crop. That's why, we're out of screen there. That's why this is what makes you so satisfied at the end of your painting. And I think I've just been ranting about highlights for the past couple of minutes, so I'm going to shut up soon. This painting is almost done. I think I just cut out parts where I wasn't actually doing anything. So if you look at the time, I think I've been working on this painting, and I think I did it in like 30 minutes. Some stuff, there's downtime or swapping brushes or swapping paint in some of the stages, but the actual work didn't take that long. And I think it looks pretty cool. I like how it looks. What do you think? Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Do you think I should do more of these? Would it be cool if I did a large scale one of these paintings by a big canvas and do all of this tiny little detail on one big canvas? I think it would be fun. Let me know in the comments if you do. If you're not following, please subscribe. I'd love for you to join me on this art journey. I think I have a lot to share, and I'd love to share it. And yeah, if there's anything I'm doing in this video, you're like, what is he doing? What do you use? Hit me up, send me a comment, write me a message. Do it. I'm happy to help you. I am here for you. That's why I have this YouTube channel, is to share what I know. I like to share things. I'm a friendly person. It might get to the point where I'm too busy to respond to every single comment, but right now there's not a lot of subscribers, so now's your chance. Ask me anything. I'm happy to respond. I think this painting's almost done. What you think of this video? Do you like this format where I'm just talking and jovial and sharing my art process? Or should it be a little bit more structured? I'll still do structured stuff, but just let me know what you think. All right, drum roll, please. Hey, it's done. All right, nice little zoom out. Sorry for that made your ears bleed. Yeah, like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Love you. Hope you have a blessed week, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.